minutes. I would like to ask you, do you still believe in Nigeria?
It's difficult for you to believe, but I believe in Nigeria that work. But I don't know when it will, based on what we are seeing.
This government is going to finish this first tenure in 2027, and then we have to vote again. And it is looking like it does not matter what we do and how we do it. We cannot take out this government. If it's a democracy, power for the people and by the people, we should be able to decide if we don't want a government again. This is why I asked, do you believe in a Nigeria that works?
When it comes to matter like this, it's not about positive speaking. Look at the story in scripture that said, my husband had died and he's owing a lot of debts. The man of God said, what do you have in your house? Then she went and she was filling the bottle with the oil, jar of oil. Bible said, when the jar finished, the oil stopped. Meaning that you don't just say positive things, there must be work
Something
to back up what you are saying. It's like confessing every day, I will live long and healthy, but every day you are taking sugar. Your action is nullifying your confession.
Yes.
Things like so in Nigeria, we just say, we Christians will just say positive things, but the actions are nullifying what you are saying. At this state that we are in now, I don't believe people who say God can help us, because the reason why you make that kind of statement also is because you look at the things I say, humanly speaking, as Nigerians, we're not even asking for much. We just want a better life. Fuel is 1,400 and thereabouts. And then let's say, okay, fuel is the life because of the fight happening in another nation. What happens to our lights? So some places now, we've not had water in my house.
Someone said that they are bombing Iran, but they still have lights.
Lights. And we here,
and they are bombing them, and they still have lights.
We that they are not bombing here, we don't have lights.
Hello guys, welcome back to Written in Stone. Your boy Siidy, and I'm back here with Apostle Abraham. But today, even though life is spiritual, we are not going to be talking about spiritual things. I am angry, like I am really angry. And what I'm angry about, you hear in a minute. I would like to ask you outrightly, do you still believe in Nigeria?
I believe in Nigeria that will work, even though it's difficult for you to believe, but I believe in Nigeria that will work. But I don't know when it will, based on what we are seeing.
Personally, I would call myself a very patriotic person because, for example, I've had numerous opportunities to actually fly out of this country and relocate, and I've rejected it for the most part. I like Nigeria. However, in recent years, I found myself contemplating if I actually really want to leave, or if I really want to stay here.
If you made the right choice.
Or if I also made the right choice, because that I could maybe I don't blow down. Do you get? There are many things that are difficult for me now. Maybe they wouldn't be difficult if I had left. Count years, count months, count time, and we have arrived here. This is 2026. This government is going to finish this first tenure in 2027, and then we have to vote again. And it is looking like it does not matter what we do and how we do it. We cannot take out this government. If it's a democracy, power for the people, by the people, we should be able to decide if we don't want a government again. But it is looking like there is nothing that we can do. Our president is going to run for a second term and he's going to win. In fact, some people are already contemplating if he is going to run a third term agenda. This is why I asked, do you believe in a Nigeria that works?
I believe in Nigeria that will work. Because the current one we have now, we must be honest with ourselves, it's not working. It's not working. You know, things are very expensive. They came with a lot of promises. So they were going to do this, they were going to do that, and they are not meeting up with that promises.
At all. Like
2015 till this moment, they are not. Feels like we are just, you know,
in a loop,
just coming,
just in a circle.
His circle is
rolling and rolling,
like just going and because it feels like the previous government that we said, it's not good.
In fact,
some people, not me, are not even missing the previous government. And you know, just I don't understand I understand because I feel like it was not, you know. And do you know one thing? Every time we have excuses for these things. When the previous government came in, they say, yes, the money that the previous government spent on things, they're trying to recoup the money back. They said that thing for 4 years. And then again, you know, now this one is here. They say, the fight in Iran. So it's always like there's always we have one
something as the excuse to
just give
perpetrate the evil.
And then, you know, I told somebody the other time was saying that maybe they won't win again. I said they are going to win. Yeah. And the person was talking from a positive
for this election.
The person was talking from a positive angle. And I said, see, when it comes to matter like this, it's not about positive speaking. Even when look at the story from the book of the woman that said in scripture that said, my husband had died and he's owing a lot of debts. The man of God said, what do you have in your house? Then she went and she was filling the bottle with the oil, jar of oil. Bible said, when the jar finished, the oil stopped. Meaning that you don't just say positive things, there must be work to back up what you are saying. It's like confessing every day, I will live long and healthy, but every day you are taking sugar. You are using what your action is nullifying.
Dry gin.
Every day, yes. Your action is nullifying your confession. Yes. Things like so in Nigeria, we just say, we Christians will just say positive things, but the actions are nullifying what you are saying. Now, this election now, we don't have opposition party. All those ones too. With all due respect, I don't even think we don't have any opposition party, because when they were the opposition party, look at the force and the things they put into it. We don't have the opposition party. It's just at this state that we are in now. I don't blame people who say God can help us, because the reason why you make that kind of statement also is because you look at the things I say, humanly speaking, I don't know. See, as Nigerians, we're not even asking for much. We just want a just better life. Fuel is 1,400 and thereabouts. And then let's say, okay, fuel is the light because of the fight happening in another nation. What happens to our light? So some places now, we've not had water in my house.
Someone said that they are
For
bombing
me, this-
Iran, but they still have lights.
Lights. And we here
And
that
they are
not
bombing them,
we do not have lights.
and they still have lights.
We that they are not bombing here, we don't have lights. So Nigerians are not even asking for, not like we're even asking for much.
We are not saying build Dubai for us. Just make our life
The basic
easier.
things, lights. We should have light. Look at the things the Minister of Power will say. It's because we don't off our fridge when we go out. That's why we don't know how to economy. Oh my God, all these things. See, it's a lot for you to be a Christian under the kind of government that we've had in the last 12 years now. Because sometimes you just want to say some things, but you are constrained being a Christian. You're not able to say some things that you want to say. But you know, this thing is not going the way it should be going. When they want to go for a re-election, they go and be sharing rights for people. Sharing that your rights is even proof that you are not doing well. Because if you are doing well, people will not vote for you.
It is not even
Based
about
on-
rice.
based
What
on
you have done will
one
speak
gallon
for
or
you.
1 gallon of rice, people will not be voting for you. Because there are things that people will not be voting for you for. If you're somebody that loves Nigeria, you pray for Nigeria, it will be difficult for you to continue to pray for Nigeria. You still pray, but just because the more you are praying, you are seeing people taking decisions that is taking us backward.
Our president right now go to France trying to get foreign direct investment and all of that, and we in the country, we are groaning. There is kidnapping, there is banditry, there is Boko Haram bombing people. You see, and when that Donald Trump issue happened, I was part of the people that said Donald Trump cannot help us. It is politics of interest. He's coming for something that he needs. That is why he's showing up. He's not showing up because he loves Nigeria. However, do we actually need the things that he's doing? Do we need someone that will actually bomb these bandits in real time? So it is hard to resist.
So that when you say these things, the things that we have, are the average Nigerian enjoying it?
My own argument to that is we may not be enjoying it, but because we have it, it is still placing a value on us as a nation. If we do not have it, we will not have these people's interest. See, when we want to negotiate for things that would nationally benefit us, we are only going to do that on the premise of the value that we have. Our oil is our value. The natural resources that we have, they are our value.
I do not disagree with these things, but you have to be alive to even enjoy it. In one stage, they killed over 70 people. These are, now watch, do you know why I'm saying there's a lot of lawlessness? These people kill people, they're on TikTok doing live, they post their videos, people post their videos on TikTok online. We are seeing these people's faces. But if anybody dare see any wrong thing against maybe the leadership of this country,
arrest. They are going to come and arrest you.
Yes, but these people are uploading their videos daily, putting out things, and nobody's going after them.
In all of this, I am angry at believers. Do you know why? I believe that we have the spirit that is superior, that can really help us. I believe that our leaders are very powerful. I don't want to mention anybody's name, but the biggest man of God in Nigeria, if he says anything about this government, the government is going to take it very seriously. The people who are attending these people's churches, and any believer, every Christian as individuals, do we have any value big enough to question this government as individuals and as Christians?
Now, you see, yes, and as Christians, we must question from the lens of the fact that we are Christians. I can demand for a good governance without being insulting, or without using certain foul languages and all those things. I can demand for good governance as a Christian, and it's not a sin. Do you get? Even as I'm sitting here, I'm begging, don't know where this video will get to. The president, the people, help us. What we just need, we just want to live. We're not even asking for much as youth. Look at people, they are 30 years, they cannot even afford self-contained. Self-contained, in case some of you are wealthy, you don't know what self-contained is, just one room, toilet and kitchen. Now they're saying it's 800,000 naira. The minimum wage is here 77,000 naira. 70,000 naira. That's the minimum wage that people are earning. How do you self-contain 800,000 naira? How do you save that? That means if I'm earning self-contained 800, I need to save 80,000 every month. So I don't know where this video will get to. Before I even answer the question, please, the leaders of this country, help us. We're not even demanding for much. Somebody will leave Nigeria and go to a Western world, and in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you see that they are far ahead of you, as if you are not working. And it's not because you are not working. All we are demanding for is just for us to live.
Just stay alive.
Let's just stay alive. There's no light. Fuel is expensive. Houses are expensive. And they are kidnapping us every day. And we are just moving like that. Please, we don't know where this video will get to. We are begging you people. So as a Christian, like I'm saying, you can demand for a better governance without using some languages. But then again, in this part of the country,
we are already frustrated.
Yes, demanding for just good governance, even if you're not insulting them, they take it as an insult.
You know that one of the ways that we can actually demand good governance is to go out and protest. be it as a church or as individuals.
Now-
But since 2020,
Yes.
we cannot go out anymore because now we have seen that they resist every iota
Now,
of protest.
do you know why it's also very another issue with Nigerians is that we are divided.
Hmm?
If you go out now and do something, tribes will blame each other. This tribe did, that tribe did, we are divided. And this is what the politicians have been able to achieve so that they cannot get us together to ask for good governance. Another thing about church, when you say a church leader, it's very dicey. What I say is very dicey. So that I do not really hold them accountable. Yes, a church leader can come and say, just like I said now, please, we are asking for a good governance, help us. But it's very dicey when a church leader begins to rally after a particular political person. Because even if you look at Jesus, when he came, they were under the Roman, why would I say under the Roman rule? Let me put it that way. They were thinking that the Savior coming was going to take them out. Meanwhile, his work was to take them out of the rule of sin, not the Roman rule actually. In fact, they wanted to make him king. He ran away from it. Because see, today, human being, they have two mouths. Today, when you say this pastor with influence comes and says this person is everybody should vote for, and let's just see the person, not the president. And human being, politicians in this part of the country, they will do like this when they want to win. When they are in that seat, they will start doing things. The same people who are telling you that you should vote, they will not ask you to. So when it comes to it, I think pastors are really need to be careful. I know that some pastors, they go for this person, but I just think they really need to be careful. Me, I don't really hold them accountable for not doing it because I didn't see it in the scripture. But see, another thing people need to know is that you see pastors, big pastors, celebrities are not the one that will give you Nigerians. I'll give you Nigeria. It's the masses by themselves who come together and say this thing need to stop. Sometimes, even political party, look at what we have now. We don't have any opposition. We have, at least as of now. So this will see coming to it back. So it's the Nigerians by themselves. We need to take Nigeria from people who are holding Nigeria.
So I have a question. Do you think that Nigeria can get better without anarchy and without any serious resistance against this government?
I think Nigeria can get better without those things. If only we can work on ourselves. Number one division. Why I'm saying that number one division is that
you think even if we cooperate, if we don't fight this government with our lives, they will leave us.
See, if you cooperate, you don't need to fight because you'll be in every strategic position. Let me give you an example. The last protest, genuine protest, where you don't go and kill people and scatter, just demanding peaceful protest is not wrong. Peaceful protest is
It is not wrong.
Yes.
But they are not even allowing peaceful protest in this
somewhere.
country anymore.
Yes. Do you think that if we are not together and somebody wants to go and protest and fight, there will be other Nigerians? Because when you want to save Nigeria, you need to face other Nigerians. There will be other Nigerians who will come and fight you for wanting a better government. So that's why I said the first key to Nigeria getting a better government will be what? Togetherness. And this we know how to play dividing rule. If we are together, let me give you an example. The people who they are using to rig elections or who run away ballot box, who are those people? They are Nigerians. Who are the people who are going to campaign for people who have done the worst set of leadership in Nigerians? Who are they? Nigerians. So I'm saying that when there is together, people can say that we want it. See, Nigerians are tired, but not all Nigerians are tired. When all Nigerians, the major percentage of Nigerians who are tired and say we'll come together, we have seen before in this country. When the previous administration, I think it was Jonathan's administration, when it was coming, in Port Harcourt, almost everybody, even many people voted, they wanted to see Jonathan on that seat. They were trusting and believing that because of his history of how they said it was a this and that and that and that. So people actually voted for Jonathan a lot because they wanted to see. So those kind of things. But when your own voting is because once I vote now this person entered, he will do something for me. See, coming together, number one. Number two, we put an end to self-centeredness. Because many times people vote for a particular party because of what they will do for them, not based on the fact that this political party is good for the nation. What they will do for them, that's what they vote for. This person, if I my company will get this, my company will get that. No. If that's your reason of vote on the basis of tribe. So even if this person from my side, there's one thing they say in Yoruba, so this person is not doing well just automatically because the person is your tribe. You think your life will be better. You're a joker. You're a joker. You just think your life will just be better just because the person is your. The Bible says there's some friend that sticks better than it was, paraphrasing that, than even a brother. So we must vote for people. Number one, we must come together, no division. Number two, self-centeredness. Number three, we must self-centeredness. We must stop all these tribal things and voting for me because of if they vote for me, this will work. Let's look at the long run. What some people don't know is that when you are voting for this person so that they can give you back of this and that, you don't know that if you vote for the right person, you'll be able to afford these things without anybody giving it to you as a way to win your heart. And in Nigeria, look at people outside this country at 20, at 19, look at what they are doing. Look at
should Christians join politics?
Yes, Christians should join.
So
politics.
I've seen a couple of Christians. Sir, this thing about Christians joining politics. Me, I've seen a couple of Christians that joined and they recruited them and they changed them. So we are saying Christians should join politics, but I've seen Christians join politics and they did not make any change.
Now we need to join in large number. For instance, if you're in a place and there are 400 people there and you have only one Christian there are two things that will happen, or three things. Either you stay in that place and suffer, people will say you're not doing anything. Or number two, you resign. On number 3, you join them. So when we are not joining masses, we have 400 people somewhere, you are the only one there. Want to say?
But the thing with that is, we cannot now say because we want to change the country, everybody should become a politician.
Everybody cannot be a politician, but we have good number of people that should pick interest in politics. I guess my point. I'm not saying everybody cannot be, but we have good number of people that should pick in. Another thing I'm going to say is that in also the political system and all that, some of the Christians also get into those places. They are not people who are discipled properly. They are not people who have been around church for a long time. But I think that go to some of those politics, we have a lot of Christians there, and sometimes they are the one who perpetuate the highest evil in that place. A man of God said he went to a particular state where the person in charge of works or something was a Christian, and then he met the person and he was saying that his work, his everything. He said it's not his will. He said it's even Christians that want him to do things. They believe because it's in that position, he should be able to give them a lot of money. He should have work contract for them when they are not even qualified for that particular kind of contract. So if you want to see the change, you need to even start with us. Your brother is a governor and he wants you to give you 50 million naira. The salary of a governor in this country, how much is it? How much is the governor earning that you are saying, give me 50 million, give me 100 million? Do you get? So there's a lot that we need to work on. Do you get? So as Christians, I think the Christians that will be getting into those places should be properly discipled Christians. That's what I'm saying. If the part of faith that you understand, it is not only faith by the things I get, it's also faith by the things I reject. Let me say, yes, by the things I reject. Let me say, you can show me your faith by saying it was by faith I acquired this house. But I can also show you my faith to say, if not because of faith, I'd have gotten 10 estates, but because of my faith, I had only just one bedroom flat. So faith is not only by what you achieve, it's also by the things you did not receive because you have faith. So we must have Christians who understand the other side of it or the rejection of it in politics, that because of my faith, that's why I was a governor for 8 years, but yet I have only one house because of my faith. I refuse to take certain things. Until we raise those kind of quality believers who go into politics, we'll keep having all this God forgive me, all these one-legged Christians, all these shrine Christians, be here today, be here tomorrow. They are not vocal to talk about their faith. They bring them money, they also take them, those kind of things. In fact, we even need more serious Christians in politics, because as a pastor, you may not have their problem. Nobody will, somebody may not be coming to bribe you with money, but as a politician, you need to be even strong in your feet. As a Christian who is a politician, because you will see a lot of temptation, challenges, and all those stuff. So we need to raise quality Christians in those fair.
As it stands right now, if we want to achieve a better Nigeria by the end of next tenure for whoever makes it to Aso Rock, what do you think we should start doing now?
We want a better Nigeria. See, we must come to a point when we say that they are the ones serving us. Because politicians in this country do like
serving us.
Yes, they're actually serving us.
But they actually serving
That's
us.
what I'm saying. We must see it in that light. We must see in Nigeria, when you demand accountability from somebody leading, is another Nigerian who will say, why are you demanding accountability? Why you demand? And this thing happens in every sphere.
I don't want to mention anybody's name, but they know themselves on TikTok.
This thing happens in every
and God will find you.
This thing happens in every sphere. Somebody was saying that he was schooling outside the country and a lecturer came late and lecturer was apologizing. In Nigeria,
Lecturer,
apologize. What is lateness when it comes to? So we must begin to see.
Lecturer cannot come late.
There must be certain,
anytime he comes, that's where lecture starts.
There will be certain accountability that will begin to hold the government to, if we want to say better Nigeria, and that every Nigerian will hold them to that accountability. Not that you are holding them, another person will come and say, why are you doing like that? That's why I said a lot of Nigerians actually want change, but many other Nigerians, they are not there yet. Accountability.
You see, as a Nigerian, you have to prepare your mind to suffer for the life that you want. And I don't mean the suffering that we have been going through because of this government. No, I mean the one that you need to discipline yourself. You need to put your voice to talk about what you don't like about this government, no matter the consequence. Because what I've seen now is, once you speak, you are arrested. Especially if you go viral. Once you speak against this government and you go viral, your life is in danger. So if I talk, you talk, and everybody is talking, they cannot arrest everybody. And eventually they would hear us. I was listening to someone on TikTok, I think yesterday, and he's saying that the people in Aso Rock are not more than us. They are not more than us. Secondly, they cannot use rice, 10,000 naira, to buy your votes. And at this time, in 2026, I think it is very absurd that we still have people that are willing to collect 10,000 naira to vote away their 4 years. I think it is crazy in my head. Like, when I think about it, I almost want to go crazy. That somebody is actually, I get it that I might have something to eat, and that person might be doing that because they don't have food to eat. And I know and understand how they have weaponized poverty in this country. But when you think of the next 4 years, think about your last 4 years before they come to give you that 10,000 naira. And then think of what is going to happen to you after they have given you 10,000, you have voted for them, and then now they are in power. Do you think how hungry you are and what that 10,000 naira will do for you is worth what you are going to go through for the next 4 years? So no matter how hungry you are, I think it should still be important for you how the next 4 years would go for you. Because people will say, you don't understand what they are going through. They are hungry, that is why they are accepting the 10,000 naira. But are they thinking about their next 4 years while they are accepting the 10,000 naira? What am I saying? As a citizen of this country, we have the responsibility to say no. Like Apostle Abraham said, your faith is not just about what you say yes to. It is also about what you say no to. If you are truly thinking about you and the next generation, I don't think 10,000 naira or any amount of money that will not deliver good governance to you is worth your life and your vote. So while I know that the country is hard, you have to be harder on yourself for us to have the better Nigeria that we all are looking for, that we are craving for, that we are fighting for, that some people have died for, that I believe, and I hate to say it, that more people will die for. Because it is very hard for me to think of it in my head that there's going to be a revolution or a new Nigeria without blood because of how these governments have taken justice away from the system. So please, your life is not equivalent to 10,000 naira. We deserve good governance in this country. It is not too much to ask for, and I believe that if we stand together, we can get it. This is written in stone. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and let us know what you think about Nigeria as a country. See you on the next one.